Learn English with Podcasts, the 14th floor. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Hassam, and this time our story will take you into a building where you're not supposed to go above the 13th floor. John worked as a maintenance engineer in a newly opened skyscraper in the middle of the city, a modern, elegant building filled with smart technologies. But one thing bothered him. The elevator had a button for the 14th floor. That was strange, because, according to the building's design, there was no such floor. In most towers, the 13th floor is skipped for superstitious reasons, jumping straight to 14. But here, the 14th floor wasn't supposed to exist at all. He tried to ignore it, until he received a maintenance report. Flickering lights on the 14th floor. He couldn't believe it. Who sent the report? And who went up there? The elevator wouldn't go to the 14th floor when pressing the button, so he decided to take the service stairs manually. He climbed floor by floor until he reached the 13th. Above him, he noticed a small gap like there was a hidden floor. He pushed through a vent and found himself in a dark hallway with no numbers on the doors. The lights were dim, the air unnaturally cold. Every door looked the same, except for one that was slightly ajar. He gently pushed it open and found a small office that looked abandoned for decades, but the desk was completely clean. On the table, an old photo. He leaned in and froze. It was a group photo of engineers. One of them looked exactly like him, dressed in 1950s clothes. He turned the photo around and saw his own signature, but he had never signed it. Suddenly, the lights went out. The hallway became completely silent. He tried to leave, but the door wouldn't open. His phone lost signal, and his flashlight wouldn't turn on. Then he heard voices coming from the other rooms, whispers in a strange language. He backed away, only to bump into someone. A tall man stood behind him, his features unclear. He said, "You've come too early now. You'll see what was never meant to be seen." Then he vanished. A wall map of the building appeared before him, marked with red symbols, all pointing to the 14th floor. He struggled to breathe, to think, but it felt like the entire building was watching him. Finally, the door opened, and he ran through the corridor. But each time he passed a door, he ended up in the same room. Time felt like it had stopped. Suddenly, a voice echoed in his head. Everyone who came here left changed. Then the photo disappeared, and so did the office. He found himself back in the elevator at the ground floor. He didn't know how he returned. But in his hand was a different photo. It was him, standing in the hallway of the 14th floor wearing a strange smile. He didn't remember it being taken. He took the photo to the building manager. The manager turned pale when he saw it. Impossible. That the floor was sealed off 10 years ago, he said. Why? John asked. Because someone before you went in and never came back? The manager handed him a sealed envelope. It read, "Only open if you want to return." He never opened it, but he kept it. It's from that day John changed. He started seeing details in the building no one else noticed. Numbers invisible to others. Doors that opened only for him. He began hearing whispers every time he passed the elevator. Whenever he tried to forget what happened, he would find his photo in random places in the building. Photos he had never taken. And in each one, he was getting closer and closer to a hallway with no end. One day, John disappeared. No one saw him leave the building. In his apartment, they found the envelope. Opened. On his desk, one sheet of paper with a single sentence. Curiosity is not a sin, but it's a door to another world. The elevator still has the 14th floor button. Sometimes it lights up on its own, but no one dares press it anymore. Just a faint voice that echoes at midnight saying, "The time is near," and the door won't stay closed forever. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more stories. I'm Hassam, and this was today's podcast. See you tomorrow, my dear listener.